Hey guys, it's Hink here. So one of the people that keeps coming up in like the enlargement space is this dude named Stirling Cooper. Now he's a literally award-winning male adult star. He has actually gone out and said that he has grown significantly and is actually largely promotes the idea of PE and that it is possible and says that he has done it himself. And so today I want to break down what do I think about his advice? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it actually science-based? What do I think about his gains? Are they real? Are they BS? And what do I think about the different claims that he makes? Now, guys, full disclaimer, this guy is technically a competitor of mine, and I never want to be a guy that has to break down other people and try to tear down other people to try to build up himself. And so I don't want to be spicy on this, and I don't want to be condescending or anything like that. But I am going to try to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with this guy as best I can, and I'm going to try to be respectful. So first of all, guys, we're going to start with a reality check on this guy. So how big is he? So this guy is a famous adult star, and unlike almost any other adult star, he actually has measured photos of his, honestly, before and after PE journey. But even if we're just talking about he has measured photos of his D on the internet and does not try to claim oh, I'm 14, 15 inches. No, he goes on the records with his measurement and says that he's 6.61 by 5.94 inches, okay? And that's been after PE. Before PE, he claims he was 5.39 by 5.6. Now, we're going to talk about the before and after, but just the fact that he's willing to say, I'm an adult star, and these are my measurements, that, some of you guys are probably, your mind is blown that this dude, even if I've actually never seen any of his stuff, but if you look on camera and you see his stuff, he's going to look gigantic. But those are big measurements, especially when it comes to girth, but he's not talking 8, 9 inches. Dude isn't even 7 inches bone pressed, and he's an adult star. So I really, really applaud him for that. But guys, by all means, that's very large. There's just no way around it, especially when you're talking about a girth of almost 6 inches. Once you get into that territory, that's gigantic, and that is adult star size. And even, once again, guys, I've said it, but if you are 6 inches non-bone pressed, meaning visibly, if without pushing it into your fat pad, you can actually see and measure 6 inches, that's very big. 7 inches is huge, okay, if we're just talking length. But now, guys, we have to talk about his alleged before and afters. I have to give this guy major props because there are so many guys that are full of absolute crap that are out here saying, trust me, bro, I grew this much, you should listen to me. They go on getting bigger and they list their stats. Oh, look at this. This is where I started. This is where I'm now. I grew 2 inches. Ask me anything. There's so much of that BS. And even guys that don't have solid starting measurements that just say, oh, well, trust me, bro, I started at this size and now I'm this size. And so I've said it before, I'm one of the few guys that actually has measurable before and after that you can actually see for yourself, okay? Not behind a paywall or anything either. So I have to give this guy credit for putting before and after photos out there. So big props to you, Stirling. I doubt you're going to ever see this, but I really respect that from you. Now, that being said, guys, these aren't the best before and afters that I've ever seen. I'm not going to sit up here and try to be D-police. But guys, you can actually see it for yourself, okay? I'm not going to mention the website, but if you just Google Stirling Cooper, his website will come up and you can actually see his before and afters, and they're not behind a paywall. So in one picture, in his before picture, he's using a hard ruler, okay? A ruler that is very sturdy. It's wooden, okay? In the after measurement, he's using tailor's tape. Guys, when you use tailor's tape, you can put it down kind of loose and you can even wrap it around the end of the D and make it seem bigger than it is. And guys, once again, I'm not trying to crap on this guy, but that's exactly what happens. Furthermore, you can't see the base. And so you can't see where the actual number starts. And so you don't know if he's actually started like this and kind of folded it up, or you don't know if he actually has a good measurement because you can't even see where the base is on the after photo. It's a fact of the matter. It's literally physiology that your erection quality is going to improve as you do PE, okay, for the most part, assuming you don't have an injury. But it's unequivocally, you can see that he has a very poor erection quality in the first photo, and then he has a very hard erection in the second photo. It's kind of apples to orange measurements. I don't know, but once again, he has them out there. I do think it's very clear that he has grown, but I also think that his measurements are kind of exaggerated. It's kind of validating to see that, at least on on Reddit, and when they're looking at this, look at this comment. It says, seems fake. His first image isn't pressed on his body. It seems to be a bit of room left for him to press his ruler against. And it has 6 upvotes. And so clearly I'm not the only one seeing this. I just don't understand. Like, I have my measurements out there. I use this same ruler, guys, and it's in the same position, in the same lighting, with like the same conditions, done 3 years apart. I just, like, I don't know what's so hard about that, why nobody can do that. But that being said, there's the Hink trial, where I have 7 participants that on average gained a 1/2 inch in length and a 1/4 inch in girth over the span of 6 months with measurements you can see for yourself, not behind a paywall, guys. And so the link is in the description if you're interested in checking that out. But like, you can clearly get bigger. So I'm not trying to say this guy hasn't grown. I just don't think it's very good. Now, guys, let's analyze. How much does he say he's gained? Well, he says that starting on January 4th, 2017 to January 5th, 2018, he increased his length by 1.2 inches, and he increased his girth by 0.315 inches. I've seen more crazy gains than that. Is it possible to gain 1.25 inches in a year? It is possible. It is possible, okay? Especially if you fudge the measurements, okay? I'm not trying to take shots at the guy. I'm just saying, depending on angle and lighting and whether you're sitting down versus standing in one, it is definitely possible to do that. I don't think that's what you should expect, and that's why I say you should expect a 1/2 inch in a year if you're trying to gain. But the point is that it's not like he's saying over the span of a year he gained 2.5 inches. And so I have to give him that, though I do think those gains are exaggerated for length. I don't think most people are gaining that much in a year. Now, for girth, absolutely possible. Like, he actually has a very realistic girth. He's increased by 0.315 inches in a year. Some of you, oh, well, that's not much. Guys, that's a lot. Like, especially volumetrically, the increase is huge. I do applaud him for not trying to like grossly exaggerate the gains that he made, and he actually has reasonable pictures showing those gains. You know, it's not perfect, but it's better than most. Now, guys, what I really don't like is that on his website, he doesn't have any evidence from any of his clients that there's any real evidence that they've grown. All he has is little testimonials, and like, here's a YouTube short he made with his testimonials.
Here is a testimonial you might be interested in from one of my best customers, Mark. And over the course of 6 months, he has tracked his progress and has updated me with it. He says, here's something you can use. 56-year-old married guy who used to be a solid 6 inches in length, 5.5 in girth when younger. No idea when it started happening, but I shrunk to 5.5 in length. Wife actually commented on the loss of size a year ago. 6 weeks after starting the program, I've gained a 1/4 inch in length back. So Mark sent me one more update, my most recent update, measurements of 7.3 inches. So as you can see, if you actually put in the time and effort into the techniques that I teach, you'll actually see real world results.
And so, guys, it's like, it's just so easy to fake messages and DMs. And I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying it's so easy to pay somebody, or not even, hey, just set up a new account and message yourself and say, oh, thanks to you, Stirling, I gained X amount and my life is so much different. Like, it's not hard to do that. Have a testimonial. And guys, even like faking chart, like I'm not going to go unhinged here, but it's very upsetting to me that people think evidence is like posting a graph and saying, hey, this was me at this point, and this is my growth chart, and it shows it increasing with these different like metrics, but that's not proof. It's easy to put in just points of data. That's not proof. And some of you guys are like, oh, well, he's got a chart, so that means that it must be legit. Like, no, proof is actual pictures. And guys, you know, call me egotistical if you want. My Hink trial, you can argue that some of the pictures aren't the best, but it's the only one that actually has evidence of a large cohort of men with pictures actually growing. Everybody else is either just like, oh, trust me, bro. Even these published articles, like, I don't understand, if you're running a study where you're showing that stretch penile length increased, why can't you just have your participants anonymous and show that their stretch penile length has increased? The P-long study, like, I don't understand why you can't have your participants sign off a waiver saying that I consent to you using my photos for scientific research. I don't understand why that's not the case. So I'm not going to like crap on them this hard for the same old like BS. Oh, trust me, bro, here's some testimonials. And guys, for all my finasteride deniers here, I did find it kind of interesting that he had this DM right here that showed that this guy took finasteride and was struggling with erection quality and even penile shrinkage, because some of you guys, it's such a hot topic to say, hey, maybe finasteride has some negative side effects. No, I won't believe it, Hink. I will ride and die for finasteride.
Don't do the voice.
I mean, whatever, guys, do you. Is his advice actually good? So, I mean, at the end of the day, he promotes that penile enlargement is possible.
A whole lot of people will try to tell you that it's not possible to increase the size of your penis. Well, those people are full of shit. And I know because I actually did it.
So I have to give him major credit here because he's an adult star and it was in being his best interest to be like, look, I'm unique. You can't grow your PP. Leave it to people like me to film these scenes. But he says like, no, I'm an adult star and yet I did grow my PP. So I do think that's very helpful. That being said, like he has videos like this where he talks about enlargement and the enlargement techniques. But guys, like that's about the only good thing I can say about his advice is that like, yes, it is possible and he promotes that. Because like, look at this clip here.
One is to stretch the ligaments that attach your penile shaft to the pubic bone. You can stretch and lengthen.
So guys, like off the jump, like I don't know how many times I have to say this. Once again, this is one of those like objective medical facts. By stretching the ligaments of your penis, all that does is it helps to increase the illusion of a larger flaccid penis. And so yes, you can have a larger flaccid penis. It does not increase your erect penis length. So if anybody is a PE coach and they're telling you that like, oh yeah, you can increase your erect penis by stretching your ligaments, it's absolute bullshit. Why do I know that, guys? That's what they do in suspensory ligament surgery. They will literally just cut the suspensory ligament. It allows your D to hang out and fall lower to the ground. And here's an excerpt from a paper here saying, and I quote, it gives the perception of lengthening. It does not increase your erect penis size. Already 0 for 1. That's horrible advice. Then he has this clip here talking about micro tears.
The other techniques you can use will involve micro tears in the penile shaft itself, both lengthwise and girthwise. That will cause you to get your gains.
Objectively, once again, there's clear evidence that it's about basically dilating the tunica is how penis enlargement occurs. I'm not arguing with anybody about that. Like fundamentally, that's what happens. This isn't like muscle building where you're causing these micro tears and it allows for protein muscle synthesis and that. No, it's not. And so the fact that he's like, oh yeah, micro tears, like, no, that's just objectively wrong. And the other thing I don't like is he's like, oh yeah, how does it grow? Micro tears. Like, okay, expand on that. Like, how do the micro tears actually lead to enlargement? You can't? Okay, that's what I thought. And then guys, we have clips like this where he talks about jelqing.
Jelqing. Jelq. So jelqing is a manual technique you can do. You have to sort of see videos and diagrams of it done to understand how to do it properly. Kind of hard for me to sort of show that on camera, but it's a process, like a massage you do on your junk that forces blood through your shaft and forces the shaft to sort of expand. Doing that consistently for increased reps, increased time and attention over a long period of time, you will start to get and expand the shaft.
Guys, you shouldn't be jelqing. It's dangerous. Like that's one of the reasons why I started my injury coaching and enlargement coaching service, because of people that kept reaching out to me because they injured their dick by jelqing. Okay, I'm not going to go into what jelqing is, but it should not be done under any circumstance, guys, ever. And so guys, like finally, what I really don't like about this guy is this whole unrealistic expectations thing. If you listen to me, I'll tell you in a year, you'll be lucky to get 1/2 inch in length and 1/4 inch in girth. And I think you should be happy with that. But no, that's not enough for some people. They have to go out there and make these outrageous claims about what people can and cannot gain. And so here's some of his evidence, okay?
Length and girth gains on your old boy downstairs. You are not stuck with the size you were born with. I just finished my first month and I have gained 0.3 inches. Working 12 hours a day, every day consistently, and updating me every couple of months. He actually does do that. I've just measured myself and I'm 6.5 inches. In just 3 months, I have gone from 5.7 inches to 6.5 inches. That's 0.8 inches in 3 months. He was able to gain 0.8 inches on his length. That is not insignificant. That is a different package.
Guys, I just don't think that's happening. I'm not saying he's a liar, but that's outrageous that would happen. There's this guy here with his excerpt that shows that he went from 6 inches to 7.25 inches in 6 months. I don't think you're gaining that much in 6 months, guys. Like, I don't. Now, that being said, on my Hink trial with evidence, there was a guy that gained 1 inch, documented. And so in 6 months, like, I can't say that, like, oh no, that guy didn't do it when I have a Hink trial participant that did that. But you don't hear me guys saying, oh, buy my course, which is for sale, link is in the description, and you can be like that participant on my Hink trial and you can add 1 inch in 6 months. Like, no, you don't hear me doing that. I still say, hey man, 1/2 inch in a year, which is literally half as fast as what the participants on my trial did. They got 1/2 inch in 6 months. And so when you have unrealistic expectations, it leads people to be discouraged and it leads to more people trying PE and then saying, well, it didn't work because in 6 months I was nowhere near that. And it leads to more of like this, oh, enlargement isn't possible. So like overall, like what do I think about this guy? Like he's fine. I mean, I respect him in some ways. I don't follow his channel, but like he actually put himself out there. He's an adult star with actual measurements, and he has like actual before and afters, unlike so many people that are actually selling crap for like penis enlargement. And so like I respect those things, but I don't think this guy should be giving out scientific advice. Like, I mean, I don't, you know, why are you listening to me? I'm a clown in a mask. I don't think he like fundamentally understands how enlargement occurs. And I think that he's over exaggerating both his own gains and the gains that his clients get. But that's just my opinion, guys. So guys, that's going to do it for this one. Let me know what you think. Am I way off on this? Is Stirling Cooper your hero? Stirling, if you want to ever collaborate, man, hit me up. I'd love to do that with you because, you know, I do appreciate what you do. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Remember, guys, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but you are enough just as you are. All right, guys. Peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah. Pinnacle of that below the belt, yeah. Checks and balance, he's managing. Working miracles, no damage. Got you covered, no panicking. Steady calm. In the clinic, no vanishing. Yeah, with Doc Hink, it's the way